Hello, and welcome to our channel, Vedic Solutions. And I am your host, Harinama Chintamani. I had the opportunity recently to read an article that Srila Prabhupada, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who translated this extraordinary library of Vedic wisdom that you see behind me. The first article in a magazine that he began during World War II in 1944 in India. Every word of that article could have been written for what we're dealing with today. And when I read it, I thought, I really want to share this with our listening audience. So give me a moment. Srila Prabhupada actually wrote, edited, collected the paper, went to the printers, did all of this himself, and sold them at tea shops. It says in the top, Godhead is light, nescience is darkness. Where there is Godhead, there is no nescience. Sadly, the organization that he started, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, where this Back to Godhead was published for some years, no longer represents his mood and mission. But if you are interested to hear more, please visit our website, Purely Prabhupada, and there you will get the original unchanged books. But for now, let me read to you some of this first article that Srila Prabhupada wrote at a time in the world that was also very, very difficult. The man, having forgotten himself as the Son of Godhead, has forsaken his real constitutional nature. He has misidentified himself with everything non-godly, and therefore manipulates a material existence conducted by the mind and the 6 instrumental senses. He is concerned only with his material coverings of gross body and the subtle mind, but cannot see either himself or his so-called numerous fellow men. This is what we mean by nescience, which is darkness. The man, having designated himself with the relation of his vehicular body and the finer elements of mind and ego, like the motor car driver, who has identified himself wrongly with the motor car himself, with the motor car itself, has manufactured a civilization which is self-contradictory and self-denial. The defect of the present-day civilization is just like this. This is actually the civilization of nescience, or illusion, and has therefore turned into militarization. Everyone is fully concerned with the comforts of the body, everything related with the body. Nobody is concerned with the spirit that moves the body, although even a boy can realize that the motor car mechanism has little value if there is no driver of the car. This dangerous ignorance of humanity is a gross nescience and has created a dangerous civilization. A dangerous civilization in the form of militarization. This militarization, which in softer language is nationalization, is an external barrier to come to an understanding of human relation. There is no meaning in a fight where the parties who do fight only for the matter of different colored dresses. There must be, therefore, an understanding of human relation without any consideration of the bodily designation or colored dresses. There is a great and urgent need of a literature. This is keenly felt by the leaders of all countries. A literature which helps humanity understand their central relation to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It was spoken by the Reverend Bishop, "India, guided by God, can lead the world back to sanity." The President of the United States of America, in a message to the Senate, stated, "The underlying strength of the world consists in the moral fiber of citizens." A program, therefore, of moral rearmament for the world cannot fail to lessen the dangers of armed conflict. Such moral rearmament, to be most highly effective, must receive support on a worldwide basis. The ex-president of the United States of America, Mr. Herbert Hoover, sent a message in a citizens' meeting in New York, which included the following words: "What the world needs today is to return to sanity and moral ideals. At the present moment, nothing so concerns mankind." I believe that all of us would agree with the words that Srila Prabhupada spoke. Sometimes people speak about morality, Christianity, so many nice words that they themselves do not follow or emulate. So we're not looking at those who quoted these words, but these words were very, very important to be spoken. And had the leaders actually been men of morality themselves, then the world would not be in the place that it is in now. We can no longer afford this rampant immorality. And I encourage everyone, whatever your small circle of influence is, some people watching now have a very large circle of influence. But whether it's small or whether it is large, we cannot afford any longer to live in the immoral and unrighteous way that we have, because this world is on the brink of destruction. It can be brought back from the precipice, and each one of us has a part to play in that. We always encourage people in our videos to take advantage of these books, to chant the Lord's holy names, to take the opportunity to be guided by the great self-realized persons of the past and the recent present, as in His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, to understand how to live in a way that ignites the love that is within all of our hearts lying dormant for the Supreme Lord. We all have a relationship with Him. He doesn't want to see us living so unhappily, killing one another, not even being able to agree that there's two sexes. Such foolishness. We don't need to condone this or to live like this or to accept it any longer. And now so much influence of technology that's taking people farther and farther away from themselves and from each other and from God. And that is another arena that each of us has a choice to make. Why are we interested to combine men and machines? Why? What is this power that we're looking for? We think we have power over death. We don't. The death rate is still 100%. So let's start thinking about what is really valuable. Spending time with our family, spending time in nature, spending time with God. You can experiment yourself. How do you feel when you do that? How do you feel when you spend time with an AI chat box, talking to a machine? And when machines seem to be alive, a machine is never alive. Just like in what we just read, even a boy knows that a car requires a driver. And although they've tried to program cars to be driverless, they've had a lot of accidents. And it still required a human being to program the car. And a machine will never become alive because life comes from the soul. But a machine can be inhabited by a demonic entity. And that is happening now. So the more that we fall into this dark, dark well where we have fallen into, it will continue to get darker and darker. But we don't have to keep falling. We can start to put our phones down. We can start to communicate with one another. We can open a book about God. We can ask God to come into our life more and more. And He's simply waiting for the invitation. And one of the ways is to chant His holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. O energy of the Lord, O Lord, please engage me in your eternal loving service. What a beautiful prayer. Not asking anything. My Lord, I'm serving so many things in this world. I would like to serve you again. Please inspire my heart how I may do that. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen. Please take advantage of our website, purelyprabhupada.com, and take a moment to like and subscribe. Hare Krishna.